Hey guys, it's Kelsey. I'm back with another scrapbooking process video, and this one I decided to use the kind of scrap of the wreath I fussy cut for another layout this month as my outer background for this layout. So I'm just going to trim a little bit off of this kind of green holly print, and I'm going to mat that on the scrap of this plaid, and that's going to be the background pretty much for this layout. This is a really sweet page from Christmas of last year. Bennett and I were matching in red plaid, so I got a couple of pictures in his plaid pajamas. It was really cute because he put on my little hiking boots and he just looked like the most adorable little lumberjack. And then when he actually changed into his Christmas clothes, he was wearing a red and plaid jacket, and I was wearing a red and plaid jacket. So I just wanted to document that since we were matching. So those are what this page is about. So I definitely wanted to use a plaid background. I thought that went really well. And I'm really trying to lean heavily on a lot of the cut-aparts that come in this collection. So other than the background, I'm really not using any of the 12x12s. I think I pull in one of the 5x7s and a bunch of the cut-apart like pocket card cards. So you'll kind of see that. I just want to layer up a couple things. I want to have a cute little layery cluster above our photo of us together, and then one kind of to the lower left of the 4x6 of Bennett, just so there's a little cute embellishment sandwich on either side of my photos. So I'm just trying to figure out what I want to do. A couple of these pocket cards I'm going to fussy cut a lot of the details out of so you can really see that decorative edge, which I think is nice. And there you can see that 5x7. That might be a 6x8 actually, now that I'm looking at it proportionally. So I'm just going to gut what's hidden because I love that polka dot, and it's the only polka dot I have in this collection, but I think that's really sweet. So that's going to go behind those photos. I got a little bit too much here, so you'll see a little gap that I'll just need to cover by the end, but I was wanting to pile a lot of embellishment up there anyways, so I'm not too worried about it because I'm thinking I'll find some way to cover that little gap. But I just wanted to layer up a bunch of cute goodies. So I have the 6x8, I have this pocket card I fussy cut some layers from, I have a couple die cuts, I have a doily, this cute little barn with a wreath on it I thought was really sweet. I really liked this die cut of the deer because it has a red plaid banner on it, so again that kind of goes with the plaid theme. And then there's a Merry Christmas red banner I really wanted to use as well, just to get a little bit more red up there. So it just takes me a little bit to get all of that together, and then I'll kind of move to a different side of the page, but right now I'm just focusing up there to try to get all of that stuff done. I'm popping a couple things up on some foam. So the little deer die cut that says Home for the Holidays, that's going to go up on some foam. And then the Merry Christmas red banner I'm going to put up on some foam as well because that's going to be laying over the deer die cut, and I want that to all be on the same kind of level. But I think that little barn looks really cute paired next to that, so I'm going to get that together. But I'm just really trying to pile on a good bit of the die cuts. There's a lot of cut-aparts and die cuts that come in this collection, so I want to try and take advantage of it and do these little layery clusters while I can. Because other than the die cut layers, there's not a whole lot going on this page. There's that little Merry Christmas banner. I think that's really cute. And then I'm going to start working on the cluster in the lower left. So since I used that little barn cut apart at the top, I kind of wanted to use this barn die cut at the bottom, just so that's brought into, you know, the same page pretty much. Just gonna sandwich my photos with the same kind of icon. So I'm just trying to find a couple things I can layer up behind there. I think there's another Christmas tree I want to layer up down there just because there's a tree in the upper corner as well. So I'm just trying to even it out a little bit. I definitely want the cluster on the top of the photos to be the main cluster, but I do want there to be a little bit of interest down here with this other little die cut. And then I really was missing kind of a horizontal layery element down at the bottom here, and there's 2 rolls of washi that I was sent with this collection. So I'm just using the plaid washi. It's pretty much the same plaid as the background. Or the frame I should say, but it's on a diagonal instead of up and down, so I think that's cute, but it pulls in the same kind of pattern and the same colors. So I just did a torn washi detail that I'm going to run horizontally on the bottom of all of this once I get my photos glued down. There's also this branding strip of a red plaid So I'm really trying to go in heavy with all the plaids since that's kind of the theme of this page. And it's the same red plaid that's in the Home for the Holidays banner there at the top, so I like that that plaid specifically was being pulled in a little more. So I'm just going to trim that into a fishtail banner, and that's going to run horizontally behind my photos there at the bottom, and then I'll end up doing my washi here in a minute, and that'll go beneath that banner, just so there's lots of plaid on plaid, cute little layers. Bennett looked so cute for Christmas. I love our Christmas photos. Him and I are just wearing our plaid jackets, and I had to get a little selfie with me and him when I saw that we were twins. But I thought it was just so cute too, because he went and got my boots all by himself. So he was running around in his Christmas plaid pajamas, and he comes up to me so proud of himself because he's walking around in my big hiking boots. And I have small feet, but of course Bennett is, 2 at this time. So they look huge on him, and it was just so funny, him trying to walk around with them. He was so clumsy, it was hysterical. But now that I kind of have that part down, I'm just going to pop this little barn die cut at the bottom up on some foam. I really just want to mirror that dimension that I already have in the other cluster, so that's going to go down here in front of that Christmas tree. And I'm really liking how that's looking, but you can kind of see how it's kind of plain down there. I really do like the addition of the plaid branding strip, but it looks way better when I add my washi tape, so you'll see that. I don't know if I do the washi tape now or I kind of get some other stuff together. But I'm definitely going through the die cuts and seeing what else I can add. There's a little old Holy Night word die cut, so I decided to layer that on top of the barn too. And then this 4x6 I'd already fussy cut the element out of, but the B side was that same red plaid. So I decided to trim that into a banner just so I could have that red plaid in a third area to kind of create a visual triangle. And that's going to kind of be the background up there to help cover the gap from the polka dot where I gutted too much. There's a lot of circular kind of cross section of tree trunks that have several different kind of icons on them, so I just decided to use one of those as my little extra embellishment to cover up my oopsie gap. And then I decided to use these really cute freckled fawn tile alphas for my title. I wasn't really sure what I was going to title it, but I settled for Plaid Twins because it kind of tells the story without me having to do journaling. But spacing wise, it fit perfectly down there at the bottom of the photo, so that worked out really well. I think that's so cute. I will do a little bit of journaling underneath the photo of Jess Bennett when he's wearing my shoes, just kind of with an arrow pointing to the photo saying my shoes, just so as I'm looking back on it, I can kind of be like, oh yeah, he's wearing my shoes in that picture. But that's really the only journaling I do, just because they're pretty self-explanatory photos. But yeah, I'm just using my little forceps to get my title down. I thought I was just going to call it Plaid Twin, but when I got to the end of my title, I had just enough space to do another S. So I went ahead and added it because I think spatially that looks better than kind of the awkward gap I was left with without that. And now I'm just adding the little my shoes part. But I love that washi torn detail. I just thought I needed one finishing touch, so I'm going in with some raw wood veneer. I really love how the wood veneer looks with this collection. This collection is very kind of rustic, and I love that. So I think raw wood veneer kind of accentuates that. So I'm just having a visual triangle with some wood veneer stars. And then there's no foil in this collection, which I actually like. But it is Christmas, and I just thought I needed a little something on this page. So I do some gold Hottie Swap color shine splatter kind of on the diagonal just for a little bit of sparkle. But that's pretty much it. This is a super fun layout, but it's adorable. So it's always fun when I get to scrap a page with him. But here are the close-ups. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.